And so I was aware of McDSP from the very beginning. Colin was absolutely one of the first. And Filter Bank and Compressor Bank were the first two plugins that I ever went and like, okay, I need to buy plugins and this is what I'm gonna buy. And then all of a sudden, you know, Colin exploded the product line. My favorite is the F2 from the Filter Bank. I do not a lot, but I try and use filters in creative ways and sort of carve space for things and like make things that would normally be big, make them small, and that's a way to sort of have them pop out in a mix by contrast. So when doing that, filtering is a huge part of it, and it's easy when you're just sort of generally EQing to use whatever high pass or low pass filter is in the filter, in the EQ. But when you're really trying to do something distinctive, the sound of the filter becomes a real issue. The resonance and where the cutoff is and how much of a peak you get before it comes back down. And the F2 just makes perfect sense to me. I can be super resonant, but then hardcore coming off the back end of it. And to be able to mess with the Q without really changing the slope, to have those sort of independent is, I think it's unique to those plugins. And that is a massive part of really being able to tailor the sound and get that right. I think the biggest thing I would tell anybody trying to do this is to just trust your ears. Don't, like I said before about, oh, I would ask somebody what they used on something, but it would be because it's a very specific question. Like on that record, you've managed to do something with the vocal that I don't understand how to do, and I'm curious, you know, how you did that. But to ask me like, well, what microphones do I like on this or that or the other thing, and how do I set this up, and what plugins do I use on this? I think that that's all kind of irrelevant. It's all about just believing what you hear. For me, it's huge. I was very early adopter of the HDX cards, and I love the cards. Having anything that can run on DSP is a huge plus, but having plugins that I actually know the sound of and like. I'm not just reaching for an EQ. The only time I would EQ in Pro Tools is if I'm really going for something specific, and to be able to have that stuff move on to the DSP chips is huge for me.